All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. And just as we said over the weekend, and technically heading into this morning, we burst through that 70,000 mark. We're sitting at brand new Bitcoin all-time highs, and the AI narrative has been the one getting the most attention and most liquidity. Where is the money potentially going to pivot to next? That is the topic of today's show. I'm going to give you a couple of different narratives that are, I would say, being a little slept on, or the liquidity is just not hitting them yet. I would expect some liquidity to hit those here in the near future. So we'll go over that here in this show. Without further ado, let's get in the game. And first and foremost, guys, drop down, hit that like button and subscribe. We're trying to hit that 100K mark. Bitcoin's racing against us. We got time. Time is not on our hands here. Help us out. Like and subscribe down below. If you're bullish on the crypto gaming sector, AI, altcoins, metaverse, NFTs, we got you covered here on In the Game. And a quick shout out to all of our sponsors here on In the Game. We have some incredible sponsors here. Vulcan Forged, Ultra, Dreams Quest, Game Starter. We have NordVPN, Uncaged, Africa Rare, Linea, as well as Funtico, and our newest sponsor, 𝗏𝗏, which we will talk about here at the end of the show. But obviously, let's get into the main topics here. First and foremost, look at Bitcoin. I mean, this thing, a round of applause over the month time, a 50% gain for a $1.4 trillion asset. Like, that's absolutely absurd. So I'm going to hit a golf clap for Bitcoin. This thing has absolutely been on a moon mission, to use crypto terms. And then we have Ethereum also over the month up 62%. Now, one thing to keep in mind, altcoins are really going to start moving once Bitcoin starts, having that price discovery. But on top of that, once Ethereum gets closer to that all-time high. All-time high for Ethereum around 4,700. So we got a little ways to go here, but the altcoin rotation has really already started, and a lot of coins are getting tons of liquidity. One thing I thought was hilarious here, the Rager doesn't even start till we break ETH all-time high. We're still pre-gaming on the way to the club at this point. Granted, it's for loco style pre-gaming, so things might get a little blurry. Remember to drink water. I thought that was a pretty fantastic tweet there. But when you look across the market and altcoins in specific, like, there are a lot of things on the move here, and over the 7 days, over the 30 days, some major moves. We'll talk about those here in just a second. And honestly, let's go ahead and dive into the ones that are just crushing it right now. We see Based. So Based was getting hit hard as of yesterday. This thing was 16 cents. This is one of my absolute favorite GambleFi plays in the space. And Based is up 75% today. So definitely some liquidity coming through the door for some GambleFi projects, as we also see 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 up 28% today. Magnum Trading up another 22%. We see Senate bouncing off that 10-cent range. And honestly, like, Senate was way undervalued. This thing deserved what it's getting today, a little bit of a surge. It was oversold, and I think anyone that took a position around that 10-cent mark for Senate is definitely going to come through and have a winning position on their hands. We see the Root Network. Root Network, this is my favorite metaverse play. This and Wilder World, but Wilder World's gaming and metaverse. Root Network is probably my biggest bet as far as metaverse heading into this next cycle. It's up 59% this week, and there is no dispute why. As we see here, they're introducing Open, the first genre-defining AAA metaverse gaming experience with top-tier IP powered by Web3 technology. This thing looks absolutely amazing, and this is coming to the Readyverse. Why am I so bullish on Root Network? I took a position here around 8 cents on Root Network. Root Network is officially partnered up with the IP from Ready Player One. Ready Player One is the metaverse movie. This is the one that set off the metaverse craze, the VR headset, all this stuff. Like, Ready Player One is the metaverse, and that's who Root Network is partnered up here. This looks fantastic. And knowing the team from Root Network, this is going to be high quality. I think if the Readyverse comes through and if they keep pushing product like this, I definitely see there being another run for metaverse tokens. I would have my eyes on root network as well as 𝗨𝗟𝗪𝗏 for that narrative. We go down here. We also see playable games kind of taking a tick up here, which is good to see. And if you actually saw one of the narratives we're going to get into here in just a second, they had a successful coin market cap campaign. But let's get into the narratives really quick. And then we'll go over the watch list here to close the show, because there's, I mean, you look at the weekly charts, stuff like Phantasma up 100%. Really nice to see a little, boost in activity there. We have Gala up 200% this month. I mean, Gala's joining the bull market party, that's for sure. We go to the 30 days and we can see some coins up 150. Veracity's up 130% this month. So we'll get into the watch list here at the end of the show, but I want to go over the narratives where I think the money is going to rotate next, right? Right now, we've been seeing money in AI, and Ansem tweets here his main altcoin sectors. And I agree with a lot of these. Last show, even, I told you guys my 3 that I'm like laser focused on is gaming, obviously, in the game. We do that every day. My portfolio is massively degen in crypto gaming, but then AI and DePIN. I think those are the 3 narratives that are going to really lead this cycle. But at the same time, I'm bullish on the layer ones, the Ronins, the IMXs, the AVAXs, the Solanas, all that good stuff. But out of these, where do I think that some of the liquidity is going to rotate next? And what narratives are seemingly potentially about to pick up steam? Number 1, AVAX. I think the AVAX narrative is going to kick back into stream here really soon for a couple of reasons. Number 1, off the grid is coming. All right. Off the grid, they're doing so much promotion right now. They're going to PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Best game in the space at this moment in time, based off the graphics and based off the people that have played it and their feedback. So number 1, they have one of the biggest AAA titles coming to Web3 gaming in general, which is off the grid. Number 2, today, they just announced that they're bringing one of the most legendary games from Korea's largest game studio to Avalanche, and that is MapleStory. So they're onboarding even more games at this point in time, which is great to see. So Avalanche is not resting at all. We also see Shrapnel, which they're having their play tests right now. And also, let's go find Shrapnel on these charts, because I have to say, when you look at the recent price action, there is a reason for this. Let's just go to the weekly chart. It's up 34% this week. A lot of people were concerned with this upcoming token unlock. Well, happy to say, and as an investor myself, really stoked that they actually changed up some of these unlocks in the tokenomics schedules in accordance with their private investors. So they've actually kind of postponed some of these releases into the market, which gives them a little more room to run here in right now we're in a bull market. Like, there's no doubt about it. Anyone saying we're not in a bull, I remember around 40K, I was like, we're in a mini bull. I was calling it the miniature bull cycle. This is a bull run now. Like, there's no doubt about it. 70K plus Bitcoin, Ethereum's back over 4 grand. Like, the retail's definitely coming back. Memes are popping off. Random altcoins are doing 100% weeks. Like, this is the bull market right now. And we've well positioned ourselves over this time period. We took a position here on Shrapnel at 13 cents. And I have to say, like, when I jump into the game, a lot of people have a little feedback. It's a little unpolished on the textures, but the gameplay is smooth. The gunplay, the movement, I think everything about the game is fantastic. When I jump in, I have a fantastic time. I'm out there and just like, I can totally see when the textures are polished up that this game is going to be one of the best in the space. This is obviously on Avalanche. We have playable games. Just did a big coin market cap airdrop campaign, and they had 9 million participants. That's ridiculous. If you look at some other airdrops that coin market cap did, 9 million participants here. And now they have 9.5 million followers on their coin market cap page. This is really good for exposure. We see Bloodloop. Bloodloop is one of the most hype token launches coming up. Becker's been high on this one. I think Elio's high on this one. I'm very high on this one. Really excited to see Bloodloop come to the market. And this is also underneath Avalanche. So as you can see here, a lot of stuff going on in the Avalanche ecosystem over the next couple of months. And I genuinely think if we go look here, I'm not necessarily saying Avalanche is it kind of is the play. It's up 20% this week for a $17 billion market cap. That's not too bad. I'd be looking underneath Avalanche. I'd be looking at the Shrapnels, 𝗏𝗡 I'd be looking at those types of tokens to potentially make some big moves if the avalanche narrative does pick up steam, which in my opinion, it looks like it's happening right now. I think we're going to see $50 avalanche probably this week based on the developments. And, I'm super bullish right now on Shrapnel, playable games, and I would say 𝗏𝗡 underneath the AVAX narrative. Number two, now this might be number one right now, SocialFi. SocialFi is being slept on like crazy. We saw Portal crush it, okay? Now, and a lot of people think SocialFi, oh, friend tech, where I buy your keys and then no, that's not really SocialFi. SocialFi is where you get the narrative across Twitter, across social media. We saw Portal do it really well. Everyone faded Portal. Now, here's the thing. When I say faded, that means they didn't get involved, which a lot of people had FOMO and regret when it launched at a $1 billion market cap and they missed out on a potential huge airdrop. A lot of people who farmed this on social media were really crushing it. Now you have a second chance. For those who missed the airdrop farming for Portal, jump in. Start farming block right now. Go on Twitter and just start using the hashtag or the $ block using @GetBlockGames and start boosting your airdrop points. Like this is going to be one of the biggest airdrops of the year when it comes to this. Like Portal was, leader in the market here, but Block Games, they've been trending. They had over 2 million posts in like 36 hours or something like that. It was crazy to see. So the narrative here on SocialFi is definitely there. And I think you should be participating in these types of campaigns. And there's going to be more right around the corner. I know some projects coming up with some SocialFi campaigns. We're actually going to be doing some SocialFi campaigns for my software product here, Nexus, as well. So really excited to get that narrative out there. But I do think that, and as Ansem says here, social, and this is gaming and social. So this kind of hits both of those boxes. This is free. Like you can just go out there, tweet, go interact with other tweets for people that are using this hashtag, and then boom, you could qualify for airdrop points and get you some juicy block tokens whenever those go live. Number three would be GambleFi. So as we saw today at the top of the watch list, we see Based up 75% today. We see DeadPrez, another GambleFi project, up 28% today. We've seen BoxBet go up 4x over the course of about a month at this point in time. We go look at what's going on in these ecosystems. My top three GambleFi plays right now, which I'm hyper focused on. Number one is Based. Their revenue share every single week is fantastic. Like if you have your Based stake, this week it was $403,000 in revenue share payouts. So this was pretty sweet to see. And this is the rev share this week alone was 26.7K, meaning they have already paid out $403,000 in Ethereum. So that's giving back to the community. That is true rake backs. Being the house, you literally stake your Based tokens and you get paid on the back end. Number two would be BoxBet. I think that this one does have a lot of room to still run. If we go look at this market cap currently, 16 million market cap. I just think BoxBet is one of the most undervalued projects in the space based on their activity. The Telegram bot works very well. They have a ton of volume, ton of players. I just think this one's way, way undervalued. And then Kaneko underneath Solana. I think a Solana casino is really going to crush it. This has both casino and meme vibes with like their logo and their branding. So those are my three GambleFi plays that I'm going with, is Based, BoxBet, as well as Kaneko. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. And of course, so we have Avalanche. We have, I think Metaverse could get some hype if we see Ready Player One, the Readyverse Root Network continue its run. I think SocialFi and I think GambleFi. And then the low-hanging fruit, gaming. Like we see Pixels. I think Pixels is like 90 cents today. Let's go look at this thing. Yeah, 84 cents. And like I told you guys in the chat, I think it was loading up for a big move, and this thing did make an absolute killer move. But when I'm looking down the watch list here, I genuinely still think Super, Illuvium, Prime, XAI, Vulcan Forged, Naka, Cetify, I think Wild, Mavia, Myria, Crown, Root Network, Shrapnel, Cornucopias, Games for a Living, Altura, Wagme Games. There's the list goes on. I think there's a ton of great buys out there because when the liquidity comes down from Ethereum and some of the liquidity ends up coming down from Bitcoin, these altcoins are going to absolutely crush it. So I think highest conviction in stuff like Beam and stuff like Super, IMX, etc. But I would be playing these middle caps. I would be playing the Vulcan Forges, the 𝗓𝗡i, Wilder World, Crown, Shrapnel, all that good stuff. And then I'd go down here and pick out a couple of low cap gems. I think Balance AI is going to hit $30. I think that's absolutely a given. I think Virtue Poker got hit hard today. I think there was either a big whale sell or like some sort of a exploit or something. I'm not too sure, but this one I think is a fantastic buy. 20% down on the day, 3 cents. I like this token. Becker likes this token a lot, so I think that's definitely one to keep your eyes on. Game Starter looks good today. ScarQuest looks like a pretty good buy. I'm looking for Aether Games to probably push towards 30 cents. No unlocks for 3 months. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, guys, just depending upon where you want to spread your bets. We've given you so much alpha here over the bear market. And now heading into the bull, we're going to be a little more conservative with the positions we take, but we're going to take very high probability positions in great projects that are undervalued. But that's what I'm looking at in the market today. So I think gaming, Avalanche Narrative, I think GambleFi, and I think Metaverse and SocialFi. Those are what I'm looking to get a little bit of the liquidity here in the next coming week to 2 weeks. And really over the course of the rest of March, that's what I see getting a little bit of the spotlight. And then 2 days away from the Entangle TGE. So we've had Portal, we've had block games. Or not block games. We had Aether Games, and now we're going to have the Entangle TGE. This is starting at an $800,000 market cap. I think this one's going to really do well, and I think it's going to kind of insert itself into that layer 0 category as far as projects go. And then last but not least, let's jump into some of our sponsor updates. Game Starter, really been impressed with what they've been doing here in this course of the market. Like, I think over the bear market, some people lost conviction in what was happening. And just hearing from some of the whales in the ecosystem, there wasn't a lot of launches. But now look at here. Like, we have 5 upcoming launches. Big A Arcade. I'm really bullish on these guys. I actually had a team call with them just the other day. I think they're doing some really good things. Monkey Empire, Love Monster. This one's also a pretty solid project, which I'll be talking about here pretty soon. Metafight and Overtrip. So they have 5 upcoming IDOs just in the course of the next couple of weeks. So they've definitely picked up the activity. I think also the token here is just pretty undervalued in general. Same way I feel about Ultra. Like, I think Ultra, we see their like February edition of their updates. They had their big roadmap release, which I think caused a huge price spike. And let's go look at where is Ultra sitting today? Oh, yeah, 37 cents. I mean, we look at this month chart, things looking fantastic. It's more than doubled. So shout out to anyone who kept their conviction in Ultra. They have the platform and Ultra Arena on the web, highlights from NFT Paris, exclusive intel from Project Citadel, which is their upcoming flagship game, as well as dev updates. So you can check this out on their Twitter. Shout out to our newest sponsor here, 𝗏𝗏. So 𝗏𝗏, interoperable ecosystem, which is coming out with their token. Their token, I don't believe, is live yet. And as you see here, Fin farming dashboard is live. You can perform quests, you can farm seeds, and you can gather. So you can start farming the Fin token. I believe you can use the link down below in the description. They have their Buddy Arena global launch going live here on the 21st of March, which has been getting some really good feedback in private rounds. Yeah, as we see here, the retention stats, 7 days, 27%, and as well on the retention for the 15 days, 20%, which compared to like Brawl Stars and other games here, looks pretty solid. So I have to say, I'm excited to see what they're bringing to market here with 𝗏𝗏. I would go ahead and hit the link down below in the description and get involved. Start farming the token. Like I just told you guys about block games. This could be another big opportunity to get involved with. So head over to the link down below in the description and check that out. And last but not least, we have Dreams Quest. Dreams Quest, another team I've been super impressed with, just to see the things that they're feeding us in the chats for the sponsorships. Like, they are building relentlessly behind the scenes. This is a team that's dealt with crap from the bear market. They launched at the top. They've rode it all the way down as far as like the markets, but they're still here. They're still building. And most importantly, they have some huge updates, like major celebrities that they're getting involved with, entertainment. We're talking movies. We're talking music. We're talking gaming. it's a very well-balanced ecosystem. And I love that they post these updates every single, it feels like day at this point, the dev logs and the stuff that they're doing. And today they posted about their sandbox game, which is going to be a part of Dreams Quest. So go check this out. You can check out Dreams Quest as well as Game Starter Ultra and Affin down below in the description. So guys, that's going to be it for today. I see this AI run probably coming to a halt in about a week. Okay, I think AI definitely could run harder leading into the NVIDIA conference on the 18th. And who knows? It could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. But if the market's just overly bullish across the board, we could see this thing just completely rocket still. So we'll keep an eye on it. But I do see those narratives that we covered today getting some of that liquidity. And I'm prepared for that liquidity to come into those niches. So guys, like the video and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Like I said, smash the subscribe. The clock is running out to beat Bitcoin to 100K. So help us out down below. And we'll see you on Wednesday. As always, play well, my friends.